And the main draw to this is being able to see the code that is generated with your 3D model. Actions that's going on is coincide with code, so you can quickly edit things like the diameter, the fillet, by quickly dimensioning the code and seeing how that generates. They do have an AI function to sort of tell it to shell out an object or how big you want the diameter to be. Here's what your project workspace looks like when you create a new one. One of the things I'm trying to do here is like just snap to the grid, and I couldn't find any way to do that. So I'm just like drawing to sort of familiarize myself with navigating inside of the sketch plane. In the top corner, it's so tiny. It's like a little sparkle icon where you can input your prompt for AI. So the prompt that I'm using is simple things like, extrude 5mm width with like a 1mm shell, just to see what it would do. And here's a result. It gives me a square, which, okay, that's, I was hoping that it would no context based on what is selected. Like, I had the circle selected. You should have extruded that with the shell. So here you can kind of see like the errors, clicking on just the face and the edge, and it's giving me an error that, it's not able to actually continue to do any more operations on top of that. So drawing more stuff on top of it to try to loft between different objects. And I had trouble doing that.
I think the idea is great to have a programmatic. It's almost like an open SCAD kind of idea where you're creating an object through code, and then you have values that you can update quickly on the fly. So it's completely parametric.
And that's exactly what I'm showing off here, where I'm just going into the code itself and updating, the shell thickness. So that's pretty cool, where the actual structure of your sketch and layout, you're able to go into the code and update a value without having to go through any of the tools or figure out the navigation for that.
Yeah, a bit of a learning curve, I think, especially trying to use sketch tools and then their text to prompt. I don't think they're tightly integrated yet. It's either you use one or the other. Because if you try to do a prompt on an existing model, it doesn't seem to apply it.
I think that's what's going on.
It just kind of starts a new thing. And there's the notion of a feature tree, which is kind of like a parametric timeline. So you can see, layered features that you're like putting on top in this tree format, which is interesting.
The customizer, where we can have our projects be embedded inside of the Learn guide, and you can quickly go in there, update your values, and then export a whatever format. It would be super helpful for some of these projects where the customizability would be the main hook for the project. Super cool.